So there's a part of psychology called positive psychology, and they've identified there are basically three methods, if you will, of achieving genuine happiness. So one of those methods is just savoring the moment. You know, you're out on a beautiful, meal, great glass of wine, somebody you love with you, or it's a beautiful sunset. You know, realizing that this is a beautiful moment right now, and seeing it is like me and you hear old friends talking. You know, like it's wonderful, right? Like savoring the moment is a key thing. Another one is flow state. So flow state is like when you're skydiving. You know, when you're coming out of that plane, you're skydiving. You are not thinking about your bills, right? You're not. It's not entering your mind, right? And so grappling gives you that. Like when you're rolling in ground grappling, or you're boxing, or you're, something like that, it gives you flow state. So let me explain what flow state is a little bit better. Okay, so imagine what separates human beings from the rest of the animal kingdom is that we're self-aware. And so since we're self-aware, we know that someday we're going to die. And so what that gives us is this superpower that we can prepare for the future. Okay, we don't eat all the corn we have. We need to keep some of it so we can have corn next year. So the unfortunate thing is the way that operates is through anxiety. We're nervous about starving next year. That's why we kept the corn, right? Mm-hmm. And so when you're in flow state, it's like going back to the animal kingdom. You're living the way animals live on the, it's from moment to moment, thinking about this is going on right here, and therefore you don't have any anxiety whenever you're doing that. Mm-hmm. So here's an important thing to note, though, is that both of those two ways, well, I should mention also that the flow state can be positive or negative. The thing is that those two ways, savoring and flow state, the problem with them both is that they're ephemeral. You know, when you're through with that meal, you go home, you're still worried about paying the rent this month. You know, when you get off that skydive or you get off the mat, you're gonna have a, endorphin high for a while because you feel great. It's just like when you work out. But pretty soon you're gonna have to be worried about paying your bills again. And so this is why I mentioned, like, the third method is having a sense of mission. So if you have a sense of mission, then you can see your way through challenges of life. Mm-hmm. This is where the idea of the bulls of the herd comes in. We train ourselves in the same ways that we were. That way, the day we left the Army, it doesn't matter if you were in the Army for 2 years or if you were in the Army for 32 years. When you left the Army, there's a tendency for that sense of mission to go away, but it shouldn't go away. You're still the same person. You still have the same mission. And your mission is to make the people around you safer so that we can have a better society. And that sense of mission, that's what gets you up. That's what makes you keep going. The bulls of the herd protect the herd because they love the herd, and we protect each other, and we protect those around us, and we train to that end. I'm stronger.